Most of us happen to know it as the Wilcox House. It was actually built by the married Phil Markham of air rifle fame for his secretary slash lover. It is now 100 years later, and Phil, his wife Carrie, who refused to grant him a divorce, and the town's reviled Phil's 10-year mistress, meet and fell apart.
Oh! Phil, Blanche. Hello. I see you've returned from California. I had so hoped you were finished visiting Plymouth. No one here wants to see you two again.
Not many can see us here, Carrie.
How about them? They look interesting.
Oh, good evening. My name is Mrs. Phil Markham. My Christian name is Carrie. My husband, Mr. Markham, and I raised our 3 children over in this home. Well, it's now a parking lot for the Box Bar. It is ironic. I, along with many of the most influential women of Plymouth, was a member of the Women's Christian Temperance Union. Also being asked to serve as president for many years. The Women's Christian Temperance Union was one of the most influential women's groups of the 19th century. We fought for many social reforms, not just prohibition, but also for labor reform and for prison reform and for women's suffrage.
Perhaps you know me. I'm Phil Markham, Captain Markham. I'm the man who invented the air rifle for boys. Those boys bought a ton of these. They called them BB guns. I didn't care what they called them because they just kept on buying them and buying them. The idea for an air rifle came in a dream one night. Of course, the locals called it my nightmare, but I had the last laugh. You see, I used to make cisterns, wooden cisterns, and tanks for the farmers. But when I had that dream, I realized it was just one quick step over to make these nice wooden rifles for the boys. And in fact, I hear they're still selling very well today. After I made the initial wooden rifle, I called it the Chicago. In fact, I didn't call it that. It was the toy manufacturer who wanted that, the distributor in Chicago, to call it. I've been dead a long time. You gotta forgive me.
Oh dear. Let me help you here.
Yes. Anyhow, this gun here is called the Chicago. The toy distributor wanted to call it that because, well, for whatever reason he did, but it sold so well and he bought so many, I didn't care what he called it, so that's fine with me. But then I came out with a line of metal guns with wooden stocks. They looked like the real thing. Now I called them Markham's Kings and Princes. Quite a noble name if you ask me. Much better than naming a gun after a flower. What kind of boy is going to buy a gun named after a flower? A daisy air rifle, really? I don't think so. Well, we used to hang out the window of our factory and we would shoot the daisy workers. And of course they said that we couldn't hit them because our guns were so bad. We hit them plenty, I can tell you that for sure.
Oh yes, you did, dear.
We sure did. It was great fun. In all honesty though, we were good friends with the daisy workers and the Huff family. In fact, we signed a contract, a price-fixing contract, to ensure that our profits would remain high.
Phil, thank you for showing us what kind of a man you became after your success. And you expected me to play hostess at your social events? Serving intoxicants in our home. Exposing me to all manner of music, body stories. Showing off in your Landau carriage, driving her around town.
Carrie, like 10% of the workforce, I was a modern, independent woman. I was emancipated, hardworking, intelligent. I was a good stenographer too. And then I became treasurer of Markham Air Rifle. And yes, I saw personal fulfillment in my life.
Yes, so did Phil.
Carrie, I worked hard to ensure our family was successful. You wouldn't enjoy any of it. But I made enough money on these rifles to build my beautiful Blanche, this lovely white house. Blanche, would you like to tell them all about it?
Oh, sure. Technically, it's a 2.5-story Queen Anne with a colonial revival with classic motifs. It had 17 rooms, a conservatory, and rear living quarters for my parents. It had fancy millwork, Tiffany lightwork, velvet draperies. The draperies let in all the light. It was gorgeous. The interior was flooded with light. It had a pergola too, 60 foot in diameter. It had sheathing planes just climbing all up. It was beautiful. It had exotic plantings, a koi pond. Oh, it was a genuine parkland. Anyone could enjoy it just walking by. I loved it. It also had 3 pet deer.
And birds. I love birds.
Oh dear, you love birds.
And gadgets. I love
He
gadgets.
loves gadgets.
I do. In this house, in fact, I had a steam boiler put in that didn't have to worry about any more messy fireplaces, which was wonderful. I had a naphtha tank put in, so I had gas going to the stove and to the hot water. We had hot water clear up to the 2nd floor.
Oh, it was lovely.
It was.
Phil still does not see the incongruity of using his fortune to build this beautiful bird sanctuary by selling guns to children who then turn around and shoot the birds.
They were good shots. You know, the locals were pretty intolerant of Blanche and I, but they were downright hostile to poor Blanche.
You had so many friends, so many, and every single one of them shunned me.
I continued to lead my own life, along with my friends, fighting for social change. And yes, I had many friends because of our common interests. And if I had given you a divorce, the way things were at that time, all 3 of us would have been ostracized.
After Carrie died, Blanche and I got married. And we sold the company, moved west to California, where we started a real estate business. We bought up a lot of property near Los Angeles, something called Hollywood Land.
You may have heard of it.
I built my Blanche a house much bigger, much grander than what you see here, on the corner of Hollywood and Vine.
It was lovely. Yes, well, you two are so smart. Why did your attorneys end up with all your money and your children received almost nothing?
I think it's time to go back west, dear.
I think so.
I do believe so too.
Here you go.
I swear, I understand why our children turned out as lovely as they did.